In this video we're going to be looking at developing a shot routine. Now in the game of pool, if we want to consistently pot balls, then there needs to be a consistency to how we approach every shot. By developing a shot routine and practicing it over and over, not only will this see more consistency in your potting, but you'll be able to train your brain to do many of these things subconsciously. So a good way to do this is to set up a shot that you can repeat several times. I've set up a long shot from the baulk line with the object ball on the black spot so that it's not too easy and it really makes me focus on each part of the shot. I then break the shot down into 10 steps, making sure to execute each step in the same order every time and then repeat until it becomes second nature. So the steps I'm going through are as follows. Firstly, I chalk my cue. I like to do this first before I do anything else so that it doesn't distract me once I'm focusing on the balls. Then I take up a position behind the ball I want to pot, in line with the pocket, and imagine the ghost ball behind it. It's important at this step to also consider any throw that might be induced by a thinner cut and adjust the ghost ball position accordingly. Next, whilst keeping my eyes firmly focused on the centre of the ghost ball, I walk round to behind the cue ball, keeping back from the table. The next step is to then walk into the shot, placing your foot on the shot line from the cue ball to the ghost ball. Once down in position, then you feather back and forth a few times. This should be confirming that everything is in line and that you're set up correctly. If for any reason something doesn't feel right, then it's vital to stand up and go all the way back to step 1. Don't make adjustments once you're down in position. Once you're happy with everything, then the next step is to pause. Some people like to do this at the cue ball, but I prefer to do it at the end of the backswing, as it stops you snatching at the swing. Whilst paused, make sure that your eyes are fully focused on the centre of the ghost ball and where you're aiming at. Step 8 is to then deliver the cue as smoothly as possible. After that, then stay still and stay down on the shot until all the balls have stopped. This not only helps the previous step and encourages you to stay still and push the cue through the shot, but also leads on to the final step, which is to analyse the result. If everything went as planned, then great. If not, then what went wrong? Then it's simply a matter of repeating these steps to train the brain to try and complete them subconsciously. To start with, try to be quite deliberate with each step. Say them out loud or in your head, ticking them off on a mental list as you go through. The more you repeat everything, the more natural it all becomes, and the less you have to tell yourself to complete each step. The brain will subconsciously take over for you. Pay particular attention to the analysis step, especially if you're missing. Even if you're potting each time, did the ball go into the heart of the pocket or did it clip the jaw? If so, then why? Maybe you're sighting the ghost ball incorrectly, or perhaps not delivering the cue in a straight line. When I missed this shot here, I was fairly certain it was because I rushed the cue action a little, probably because I was trying to rattle through these on camera. I knew I was sighting correctly because of previous attempts, and I was aware that the cue ball struck the object ball a little thinner than where I was aiming. This could only mean that I'd not cued entirely straight, sending the cue ball slightly offline. As a result, I made a conscious effort to slow things down a touch and focus on the cue delivery on the next attempt. It may seem a little boring and repetitive, but this is an excellent way to develop a consistent and successful shot routine. If you want to see more practice routines and pool tutorials, then please remember to subscribe. And if you're interested in any of the equipment I use in this video, then there are links in the description below.